it feels as if it shouldn't be that big of a deal and you're just being a baby. But the truth is, well, folks, this is not how I really wanted to bring a video to you this week. I ended up on this trip to Maine. I was actually recording an entirely different video for you guys, talking about, you know, bringing a pet with you out on the road, having an animal with you, what it's like, the pros and cons of it. And I really wanted to finally get that video done and put that out there for people maybe who are on the fence about having a dog with you out on the road, or maybe some other pet. This trip was kind of insane, honestly. Several different things happened, and one of them includes the front right of my truck, which is where my AC compressor is on my truck. If you don't know what the AC compressor is, it is basically the lifeblood of your AC system. And this has already gone out on my truck once before, about 300,000 miles ago. And evidently this 300,000 miles pretty much did it in again. So currently I have no AC. The AC compressor died. I heard a loud grinding pop type of combination, and all of a sudden I had no cool air coming through the vents. Driving through PA, it actually happened yesterday, and that added to the discouragement out on the road, as oftentimes there are very discouraging things that happen, things that you just would not expect. You can't plan for it. You're just not gonna know. And so this is one of the things that came up, and I just thought, you know, today I was thinking this morning, like, man, not having AC is such a bonus. We're spoiled rotten with these trucks having AC that shoots out, you know, ice cold air, and it's great. But you know, it is a significant inconvenience. You know, it's 80 plus degrees out here. It's a little humid, but in the truck, because I still have my heater core, essentially what that means is I have close to 200 degree coolant going through my heater core in my dash, and that heat is just radiating all in my dash, and I can just feel it coming from, you know, in front of me, and I am just cooking. I don't know if you can tell, I've been soaked head to toe, a thin layer of sweat on my body all of today and most of yesterday when it happened. I just wanted to kind of talk about a little bit in this video, just briefly here, and I'll kind of wrap it up as soon as I can. Just the thought process of dealing with something like this out on the road. You know, this is not the truck's still running. I'm still able to go down the road. As of right now, you know, the AC compressor is a part of the actual belt system. So technically the pulley maybe eventually might lock up or have some issues. Maybe the belt could get worn. Maybe it's loose inside, the bearings are having issues. I think what it is just the clutch has failed, and so it's just not engaging. I think that's the real problem with it. But basically for this problem, you know, I'm just trying to go down the road as much as I can, but I have to make the decision, well, this is draining so much energy out of my body. I'm so hot, I'm so just dehydrated. I'm chugging water down the road, and I have to come to the decision, hey, what do I want to do? Do I want to get this part replaced out here on the road? Do I want to take even more time away from being home, take this trip to being even longer? What happens if something else breaks? What happens if I can't actually get the whole thing buttoned up, put back together at the end? You know, wasting even more time. You know, besides stopping a whole bunch, really my options are, I get it fixed, I pay way more money than it really should cost to be able to do it. I can do it myself. I even have a video of me doing this 300,000 miles ago, roughly, I think. Do I pay somebody else to do it? Do I just baby myself and pull off a whole bunch of times, just trying to survive, get out of the heat, you know, get some ice in me, cool off somewhere, take even more time that way? Do I want to, you know, maybe not drive during the heat of the day? Maybe I want to drive later in the evening when it's going to be cooler? Do I want to have my windows down all the way and then, you know, blow out my ears the entire day, not be able to talk to anybody, you know, when I'm actually driving down the road, and you know, talking to people on the phone or listening to things is generally how I get by throughout the whole day, with either learning or figuring stuff out or just communicating. That's a huge part, at least for me, when I'm out on the road. That's a large part of what I do when I'm out on the road. So where am I willing to kind of give in? What am I willing to sacrifice? My time, my money, myself. You know, this is just one of the things that does happen when we're out on the road, when we're you know, not having maybe a catastrophic problem, but we're having maybe a convenience you know, problem. You know, it's unfortunate, and go figure, you know, of course the AC clutch doesn't fail in the dead of winter. The AC clutch has to fail right when things are really starting to warm up. You know, it would probably be much worse in the middle of July, if that were to be the case, on the timing. But seriously, right now it's plenty warm, and for this big guy, it is more than warm for me to have to start making some of these decisions, you know, out on the road. What am I going to sacrifice? What am I going to do? I know the cost when I get home. I'll just kind of share with you what I've done. I already know how to do it, so I have the how-to. I can do it relatively quickly, less than a day, probably a few hours. So what I have done is I already ordered it yesterday. The part will be here soon at my house for probably a third of the price. I know it's going to be done right. It's going to be done correctly. I'm going to make sure everything is squared away on all the pulleys, on the whole system, on the belt system. Everything's going to be good to go. Then it's just at this point for me now, I'm making the sacrifice to maybe stop a little bit more often, waste a little bit more time to just rehydrate myself, cool off a little bit. It's still fairly warm just standing out here, but you know, be able to make that sacrifice for time-wise, as well as crack the windows a little bit. So that's kind of where I've kind of compromised. There's a lot of things in this industry where you're gonna have to make maybe a little smaller compromises to be able to keep yourself profitable, keep yourself sane, and just logistically be able to make it actually work. You know, it's sustainable. So that is a big thing in this industry with any transport you know, hustle you're going on with. For me, I'm trying to make it home. I'm empty. I already dropped off my load to Maine. I'm cooking in my truck, and I'm just trying to get home as quickly as I can, and so that I can get this done for the lowest price I can, with hopefully the least amount of wasted time that I can in between here and getting home, and then also just making it work long term. So these are kind of the things that pop up when you're in RV transport, maybe when you're doing hot shot, maybe when you're doing all sorts of things with your truck. I just figured I would make this video to hopefully be an encouragement to you, to maybe open your eyes a little bit more. It's not always catastrophic injectors, transmission, turbo, axles, wheel hub assemblies, you know, that absolutely cripple you. Something as simple as AC in the wrong time of the year it feels as if it shouldn't be that big of a deal, and you're just being a baby. But the truth is, I'm being roasted in my truck right now, and I gotta tell you, my flesh, my body says, nope, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to take a flight home. Like, I'm done. I'm checked out, man. my energy is just being drained so much because I'm just getting roasted in this truck, and that is not sustainable for very long. So what I'm just trying to do is to mitigate my loss, my risk in going, you know, through this return trip home. And hopefully this can be a help to you. Just talk through this, think through this. You know, what would you do if you had something that's not a catastrophic, you know, breakdown on your truck, but it's something just enough to be such an irritating thing. It's something that's just such an annoyance. It's a problem that just eats you away in your mind, maybe makes you feel, you know, physically worn out, whatever that is. Just talk through this, think through this. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this situation. Am I being a little baby about it? Am I being trying to be smart about it? What do you think about it? Let me know. Hopefully you stay safe out on the road, whether you've got AC issues or not. And we'll catch you later. Have a safe day. God bless, guys. See you later.